Alrighty, guys, as I started, I'm going to go ahead, as I promised, I was going to go ahead and get you started on the homework assignment so you understand what's going on. Well, I tried to look at something that would be comparable. Um, I decided that I'm going to do the same thing that I would do if you were in class online with me. Okay, so notice this is your assignment. You have the rubric so that you'll know how I'm going to grade this, aside everything being right. Okay, and then you also have an MP4 or a video right here linked that shows you how to merge your documents together, and then merge them as a PDF. All your workbooks, okay, all the sheets under that workbook that you're working with. And of course, then it does have the Excel spreadsheets for you to work with and enter your information, okay? So what you're supposed to do is you're going to work with Slater, and it's problems A15 at the back of your book, in the back of behind chapter 1. And this is actually found on page 34, beginning on page 34. Actually, it's page 29. I have to fix that. Yeah, here it is, page 29 to 31. So here, this is what you're going to be doing, okay? Each one of these, which is right here, is worth 50 points, all right? So if you get it correct, then you got 50 points. If you get the second one right, you get 50 points as well. Now, I'll take off, according to the rubric, minor points for things that are incorrect, and show you when I grade. You'll see how I graded, and I'll leave little comments electronically on your work that you've submitted to show you where you went wrong or what you need to do, okay? So, all things done as far as what you're supposed to do here. The first one, A15, that I'm going to demonstrate, okay, is under, and I'm just going to get you started. I'm not going to do the whole thing. It's not fair, okay? But I'll let you know how you're supposed to get started and what you're supposed to do. So here we go. On page 29, James Tanner rented a retired Army officer opened this tenant's catering service, right? So they're providing a service, telling you right there what the business is like. As his accountant analyzes the transactions listed next and presented them in the proper form. Okay, so the analysis of the transactions by using the expanding accounting equation, which means the assets equals liability plus owner's equity, a balance sheet showing the position of the firm opening business on October the 31st, and an income statement for the month of November. So if you turn the page, okay, then it goes ahead. This is too far for me to continue to try to read and have my keyboard at the same time. So it goes ahead and says that you're also going to do a statement of owner's equity and a balance sheet as of November the 30th. And I know what you're looking at. You're going, excuse me, how am I supposed to do this? Okay. So notice, it gives you then the information right underneath that, what you're going to be doing. So notice that on the spreadsheet that's coming up that you're going to be using, voila, it's right there as you open it up. Comes up, here's a catering service. Notice assets equal liabilities plus owner's equity. So here you have cash, receivables, equipment, payables, liabilities, capital, withholding, revenue, and expenses, okay? Catering revenue. So notice it starts on the 25th of October, and it ends on the 30th. We're going to put all the transactions in, and then after you put the transactions in, then you're going to get all that information from there and create then the balance sheet, okay? Then after the balance sheet, you're going to do the income statement. Then after the income statement, you're going to do the statement of owner's equity. And then after that, you're going to do the balance sheet for November as well. Now notice it's asking for a balance sheet for October 31st. So you're going to only provide the transactions that went on during October the 31st. Okay? Now I know what you're saying. Oh my gosh, how am I supposed to do that? what does that look like? Well, remember, if you go back on your book, okay, or in the PowerPoint, I show you what the what they're supposed to look like, okay? As far as what the balance sheets and what they all look like. If you go to your book on page 14, starting on page 14, guys, okay? 14, you have the income statement, the owner's equity, and then the balance sheet. And if you go back to on 15, if you go back to the PowerPoint and the videos, it shows you where you get what to determine what you need to do there. Okay, so let's get started, and let's start first with this, because you cannot create any of the financial statements without first making sure that you put in your transactions. Okay, so on the transactions, notice going back on page, what was it? 29. You're going to see actually on 30 now the transactions for October. Okay, you're going to see them there of what you need to go ahead and do. This is going to be a wild semester with me having to have this huge book here, trying to get things done so that it won't fall. All right, so on October the 25th, notice it already has it here. And notice it has a balance, meaning you need to make sure that you bring down your balances, okay, your running balances. Even if you subtract or whatever, you need to go ahead and bring down the what are called running totals, so that at the end you will have this balancing out, okay, making sure that you have your assets equaling your liabilities for not only the month of October, but totally for October and for November. All right, so here we go. So the first thing that you're going to see on page 30 for October the 25th, it says that, let me move this really quick because it's bothering me that you can't see me. I'm very animated. Sorry about that, guys. But people have, or other faculty members have very professional looking videos. With me, you get reality, okay? This is what you get. Very animated, down to earth. It is what it is, okay? So here we go. So this is what he did. So in October, it says that James Tennyson invested, verbiage, invested $20,000 in the catering business from his personal savings account. Okay, so what does it mean? What does that mean? So what that means is, so what you're going to see is that we're going to make that transaction right now. So it says again, let me read it again just to make sure that you understand. He invested, okay? Again, the verbiage that you got to get used to. He invested. So in going into the PowerPoint and the videos and the transactions that I provided, what he did then is he's putting right here $20,000 in cash, right? Positive. So it's automatically positive. So you're going to put in the $20,000. 2, 3. Okay? $20,000, press enter, the money's there. Now again, because you have to have it equal on both sides of the house. Remember, because he invested $20,000 of his own personal money, then you're going to put it into now what is called his capital, right? $20,000 or his owner's equity. So you put $20,000 right there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there you go. Then the next one, it says bought equipment for cash. Okay, from the Monroe Company, $2,300. Okay, so again, let's make sure that we have the balance here of $20,000, because that's what we did with this transaction, bringing everything down. Now, he went ahead and he bought some equipment. All right, so what are we going to do here? So he bought equipment. Now, a way to go ahead and show minus in a spreadsheet and in accounting also. On the 27th was when he did this. So he's taking the money out of cash. So you can either do minus put a minus sign in front of it, or you can put it in parentheses, okay? But either way, to remember what you're doing. So he's taking out $2,300 from cash, okay? Then you're going to put it in where? Well, in equipment. In equipment. So you're going to go ahead and put the money there, or not the money, but the equipment there. Now notice I did something that I told you guys to make sure that you did as well, which was what I didn't do what I told you guys that I wanted you to do, which was to go ahead and add zeros in the accounts that you're not utilizing so that you'll know what your transactions are. There was no expenses, there was no catering during the first transaction. And all you have is your balances. So you bring down your balance, okay? You didn't have anything there, didn't have anything, oops, didn't have anything here at all either. We brought the balance down to 20,000, didn't have anything there, didn't have anything here, didn't have anything here. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to bring down the balances, okay? So $20,000 minus the $2,300 that he took out was going to leave you with $700, correct? Positive. And we're going to, okay, this should be 0 as well. I know. The reason, again, that I asked you guys to put in the zeros is so that you make sure that you don't put the information in the wrong areas, okay? So now, again, I didn't do anything with accounts receivable. I didn't do anything with, oh, I did do something with equipment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring down that $2,300 for the balance, okay? Got to make sure it's there. And 0, and 0, 0, and 0, and 0, okay? So now we're knowing what we're working with. Then, okay, the next day, on the 28th, he bought additional equipment on account from Ryan Company. He bought equipment, additional equipment, okay? But notice what it says, on account, not from cash. So, if it's not from cash, then guess what? What happens here? So we didn't do anything with this, so the balance is what? 0. I mean, the transaction is 0. We didn't do anything with it. The balance still stays because we're going to bring it down to 17,700, right? We didn't do anything with accounts receivable, so that still stays 0. We bought equipment, okay? So this is where we're going to add the equipment to the equipment account of the $2,000. So we're going to add $2,000 there. And guess what? On account. On account means future. So this is going to end up being on account. So you're going to add it there. It's an accounts payable or a liability. So we put the $2,000 there. Okay. Nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here. And nothing there. So when we bring down our amounts, we're going to have 0 here. Equipment, now we have to add this balance and this amount. So now you should end up with what? $4,300. Okay? Accounts payable, you still owe $2,000 because you haven't made any payments yet. There's no transactions for payment for that day. So you're bringing it over as far as payment. You're bringing everything over. Then on the 29th, we're going to end here, and then you're going to do your balance sheet. I'm going to do your balance sheet, okay? So on the 29th, we end up here, and we show where, now it says paid $900 to Ryan Company as partial payment of the October 28th transaction, meaning on the day before. He paid, meaning so he's going to go ahead and take money out, right, of cash. So it's going to be $900. 0 here, out of cash. Now, the equipment stays the same. Okay? The equipment stays the same. He's not getting rid of equipment, but he's paying on this accounts payable. So, you would go ahead and have the transaction there of the $900 that he's going to take, that he's going to decrease that payable with? Nothing here, nothing here. Actually, I'm so sorry. All of that should be coming down as the balances, okay? On the balance, he still has that amount of equity, but no transactions, okay? So the balance here should be 20,000. Yep, no transaction. No transaction here, and no transaction here, okay? So your balance then, $1,700 minus the $900 is what? $16,800. That's how much he has in cash. No receivable. Equipment remains the same. The value of the equipment remains the same. Okay? Now, here's what we're going to subtract. So how much money, as far as the accounts payable, how much money does he owe still? It's going to be the $1,100. Okay? And everything else is zero. Okay? Now, this is an example of October. Okay? Okay, so notice, look at the balances that we have. Okay, look at the balances that we have. And remember, in the balance sheet, what are we supposed to be putting in? Remember, in the balance sheet is everything. We're going to be putting in the information concerning your cash, your equipment on the right side, and then we're going to be putting in the liabilities, which is the accounts payable, the owner's equity, and then the total liabilities and the owner's equity. Let me show you what that means. So, okay, here on this side right here, which is the next one, we're taking all the information. So what you need to do is first set this up so that you can, again, get your totals for October. So you would go ahead and set up cash, okay, equipment. And then down here later on, you're going to put in total assets, because this is what the balance sheet is supposed to look like. On this opposite side, notice what it says, liabilities and owner's equity. How much easier can that be? Liabilities plus owner's equity. But right now, we're just going to put liabilities in. If I can spell it right, A-B-I-L-I-T-E-S. Liabilities, which is your accounts payable. And then you have your owner's equity. Owner's equity. Okay? Which is J, Tan, Sun, Capital. Not making any of this up. It's on the other side. And then your total liabilities and owner's equity. Equity. And then you're going to have the total. And it's going to be down here. Okay? I'm a little off, but I'll go ahead and watch what I'm going to do. Cut and paste. Voila. Okay? So, okay. It was paused. I thought it was recording, and I wasn't. So let me go back to what I was doing. So we've already set it up. I got this amount from here, okay, from what we were doing. Look at the balance, $16,800, and the equipment, $4,300. Okay, so I put it here. So you're in both cash and your equipment. So the total, of course, then is going to end up being what? 21,100. Dollars. Okay. Then you do the same thing with your liabilities. How much do you have? Remember, opposite one. Liabilities, you have $1,100. So you're going to put that in right here on your accounts payable. $1,100. Okay. Again, you'll format that if you want to. Go back to format cells. General. Okay. Then you're going to go ahead and take what his capital is. His capital hasn't changed. He still has the $20,000. He hasn't taken out. He hasn't put in. That's what he's got, except for what he put in. So here you go ahead and put in, again, the $20,000. And whoa, some of you should already be seeing that this total here is OMG 21,100. So you have the information for October already that's there. Now what you need to do is continue with that page of all the things that you need to do for the November. Okay, you've already got October here. Then what you're going to do is you're going to do that for the month of November. Only the transactions that occurred in November. Okay, not the ones in October. Then you're going to also put in, you're going to do the statement of the owner's equity at the end of the month from what you're doing here, your income statement, and go back to the PowerPoint of how you get that. And then, of course, your balance sheet as well. That's all you got to do. Be very careful again with bringing down your zeros correctly. Be careful with the zeros. And the other thing also is make sure that you understand about how the verbiage is there. Okay, remember, on account, accounts payable, paid cash or paid, received means they got money, that would be revenue. Okay, paid telephone bill, catered, if they catered a wedding, that means they're going to be getting money in and receive cash. Bought additional equipment, okay, on account, bought additional equipment on account, rent expense, all of that you're going to be able to see through. Okay, so this is your demonstration. I'm sorry that it took 20 minutes. However, it's detailed. So this will get started. This will get you started. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Okay, I'm here to help you guys out. This is the beginning of what you need to finish for this A1 problem. B5, problem B5, basically the same thing. I'm just giving you some more practice on doing this. Okay, have any problems, any questions, don't hesitate to contact me, and don't try to do this in at the 11th hour on Sunday. Do this, try to get this done throughout the week so that you can start asking questions of what needs to get done. And again, this is going to be in the video so that you have it there to help you out. I'll see you guys on the flip side.